welcome. Hey guys, and welcome to our live stream. And today we are doing a Q&A.
What you playing there?
Rocket League.
Rocket Dump. Sometimes you gotta play Rocket League, don't you?
Yeah. This is a game that I played in the some of my other videos. So yeah. So leave in the text chat of Q&As or questions, because we will answer them.
We have to.
Yeah, I mean we don't have a choice. We have it, and we're going to too. So we are losing. The game has just started. Yeah, I'll just stop the ball from going into the goal. It wasn't a save though. It should have been. Oh, get the ball! Get the ball! Wait. Wow, awesome. Okay. We just saved that, or I didn't, but my teammate did. Go! Come on! Go! Go!
Are you winning?
Wow. No, it's tied. Tied 1-1. We still have 4 minutes to go in the whole game. So,
Alright, hold on guys, and we're gonna start answering some of these questions here in a minute. I gotta share this link in a couple of places real quick.
And down. Go! Wow, I got an assist. Ooh, that's my job to get assists. That's what I'm supposed to do. So we're winning by 1 point. So I'm gonna defend this round.
Is this your favorite game?
I think so. I think Minecraft and Rocket League are going to be my new 2 favorite games in 2017 so far. Well, I'm going to go with this boring being goalie. So I'm going to go up and hopefully score a goal.
You always try to be goalie though.
Can that be a goal? Yes, it is. Oh, goal. Oh, my God. Wow. That was epic. Now that was really epic. What the go? What the go? Try to stop it. Uh-oh. No. Okay, we're still winning though, at least.
Alright, good morning. How's everybody doing? Yep, I'm doing great. In here watching Lou Jr. play some
Rocket League.
Play some video games. We just got done eating dinner. So I figured I'd do a QA real quick. I don't do many live videos anymore, especially on YouTube. I figured we'd do one. Also, whoever's watching, please wish Lou Jr. a happy birthday. It's this dude's birthday tomorrow. How old you gonna be tomorrow, sir?
8.
8?
Yeah.
Good Lord.
I'm growing up fast.
What do you think the biggest difference between 7 and 8 is gonna be?
That play the Xbox more.
I don't think it's possible for you to play the Xbox any more than you already do, dude.
I didn't think it is.
You gonna try though?
Yeah.
Alright, so y'all wish Lou Jr. a happy birthday.
No, actually the biggest difference is I'm going to make a lot of videos in 2017 and wish for a great 2017.
James McAllister. Do you see Jake Fromm possibly challenging Eason for the starting job? I hope not, because if Eason has not gotten good enough to the point where he can't beat out a true freshman next year, then we're in trouble. There's a reason why it's very rare that freshman quarterbacks start, not just in the SEC, but in big-time college football in general. So I hope that's not the case. And I'm on record. I think Eason will get the starting job next year. I don't think it'll be Frome. But with that being said, you know, if they go through spring and summer and fall camp and Kirby tells me that Frome is the guy, then I'm on board. But if you're asking me to predict it now, I'd have to say Eason, and that's who I hope gets the job. If Frome starts, it means that Eason has not gotten any better since the day he stepped on campus, I guess, basically. Let's just be real. With a freshman quarterback, you're looking at another 7-5 season, possibly 8-4. So I hope Eason does what he needs to do to keep the job. Did I think Ham, the jackleg kicker, was good? John Quincy Adams, former president of the United States. Thank you for your service, Mr. Adams. You're a damn good president, from what I remember. Anyway, no, Ham was terrible. He was like 1 for 6 or whatever, and then he got benched for Wild Thing. Wild Thing made 85% of his kicks. Led the team in scoring. Ham has left the team, of course. He quit. He's not leaving UGA. He's just quitting football altogether. He's staying at UGA, just not playing football anymore. Let's see. Hype Litsky, Frome will be on the bench unless Eason completely blows. I agree. And like I said, if that's the case, that's bad news for us for next year. Rowan Coley, I have a question. What game is your son playing? He's playing Rocket League right now. But he has a ton of games, but he's playing Rocket League right now. When will you accept that UJ will never beat Bama again as long as Nick Saban is coach? Ty, I'll never accept that because we've already beat Bama with Nick Saban as the coach. I mean, Alabama's the best program in college football right now. I think Nick Saban is the greatest coach of all time, and I think Alabama is in the middle of the most impressive sports dynasty in the history of American sports, not just college football. But it's not the first dynasty that's ever came along. It won't be the last, and no one has ever gone undefeated. So Alabama can be beaten, you know. It's not going to happen very often with Nick Saban there. I mean, I'm not going to lie. It's not going to happen very often, but, you know, it is going to happen from time to time. So, no, I'm not going to admit that UGA is never going to beat Bama as long as Saban is there. It's not going to happen. How do I feel about Colin Cowherd calling out the SEC and claiming the Big Ten is the best conference? Colin Cowherd, listen, you guys think I'm a troll? Colin Cowherd is a professional troll, and he gets paid millions of dollars to do it. He did the same thing when he was at ESPN. If you guys, I don't know if you guys were paying attention or how long you've been watching or following Colin Cowherd, this is what he does. He claimed for years that the Pac-12 was bigger than the SEC. When that became obvious to everyone that it wasn't true, now he's on to the Big Ten. 3 years ago, when Auburn made Gus Malzahn their head coach, he said that was the end of the Nick Saban era at Alabama, and that Auburn and Gus Malzahn were going to dominate Alabama and Nick Saban, and that Nick Saban would never beat Alabama as long as Gus Malzahn was there. You've seen how that's worked out. He says what he says, and he does what he does for reaction. So I'm not knocking the guy. He doesn't even believe 90% of what he says. He's just doing it for a reaction. So that's my thoughts on that. The Magnificent Blueberry Muffin. What do you think about that name? This guy named the Magnificent Blueberry Muffin. Tell him what you said.
I would want to eat him because he sounds good.
Tell him what you said though. Sing the song.
I am the Muffin Man, the Muffin Man, the Muffin Man. But instead, I'm not. That guy is the Muffin Man.
But this guy is the Muffin Man for real. This Blueberry Jones.
You must love blueberry muffins.
Yeah, you must have to name your YouTube name that.
You must have to.
Why did the best kicker in the history of college football not get a scholarship? He's not the best kicker in the history of college football. He's not even the best kicker in the SEC. That's not the point. Point is, the guy walked on. Walk-ons are told, do your job, earn it on the field, and we'll give you a scholarship. This guy went out. He did his job. He earned it on the field. He made 85% of his kicks. He single-handedly won 2 or 3 games for UGA. I don't know what else you could have asked the guy to do. People are complaining that he didn't kick enough touchbacks on kickoffs. I saw him boot plenty of kickoffs into the end zone with that top-secret Incredible Hulk green tee that he uses. I just think the right thing to do would have been to give the guy a scholarship. I mean, I understand the reasoning and the arguments against it. I just disagree with them. He should get a scholar. Yes, Saline Driver says Panero is better. Yes. And Panero is also on scholarship. And that's my point. Some of these UJ fans are saying, well, he's not an elite kicker, Rodrigo, so we can't give him a scholarship because he's not an elite kicker. Well, hello, you're not gonna get an elite kicker to walk on for you anymore. Those days are over. Teams, Florida's a great example. Florida lost 2 or 3 games that one year because they didn't have a decent field goal kicker, and they said, screw this, and they went out and they recruited and signed and gave a scholarship to the best field goal kicker in America. Alabama's done the same thing. Florida State has done the same thing. Multiple schools now have gone out and have realized that it's worth 1 scholarship out of 85 to make sure that you have a reliable field goal kicker. Mean Bean, what are your thoughts on YouTube being broken right now, buddy? My YouTube's not broken. It works just fine. Yeah, that's Mean Bean there, buddy. What do you think about that?
That's awesome.
That is awesome. YouTube's not broken. I mean, the Uncle Lou channel is broken, but that's a direct result of the product that's on the Uncle Lou channel, not of YouTube itself. Ty Pulliam says Auburn's kicker is on scholarship. Yeah, he also says it's not morning. Whether or not it's morning is subjective depending on location and perspective. So, good morning.
It's always morning.
Mamook says Panero hit a 77-yarder in practice. Yeah, I watched the Outback Bowl and I heard the announcers talking about that. I didn't see any video of it, so I'm not saying it's not true, but yeah, that's unreal.
Go for overtime.
Ty says happy birthday, Lou Jr. Thank you, sir. Andy says happy birthday, Lou Jr. Thank you.
Thank you.
Gerald Lee wishes you a happy Vols birthday.
Thank you.
What do you think about the Vols, though? Tennessee.
Oh, that's not good. No.
Yeah. You think they're gonna go? Are they gonna go 6-6 next year and make a bowl game, or are they gonna go 5-7 and not make a bowl game?
I think they're going to make a bowl game, but I don't want them to.
So 6-6.
Yeah.
Yeah. You're probably right, dude. Go Dog, stop bashing Jim Chaney. I believe in him also. Happy birthday. Happy birthday. Thank you, Saline Driver. Thank you, Mean Bean. Rowan Cowley wants to know if you're going to UGA, Lou Jr.
Of course.
Yeah? Mm-hmm. When are you going there, do you think? How old do you have to be to go to UGA?
You have to, when you go to college.
Yeah, and so about how old is that? About?
18.
About 18 or so? Yeah. Think you play any sports there?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Football. Be Georgia team.
Yeah. You'll pretty much play whatever you want. I mean, you're a beast, a boss.
Yeah.
Yeah. Who knows? Xbox may be a sport you can play by the time you get to college. They may have that as a...
Yeah. I'll wreck them.
Yeah. We'll put you on Xbox scholarship?
Yeah.
That'd be awesome.
I'll wreck everyone.
Yeah. Good morning. Okay. Lillian 18 says happy birthday, Lou Jr.
Thank you.
Gerald Lee thinks she'll be a Vols fan. No.
No.
Definitely not happening. David Johnson says happy birthday, Lou Jr.
Oh, hey, the magnificent blueberry muffin. T.Y. Pumming Auburn sucks.
Juan Luna says Georgia will rise again 2017. 2017 will be a better year than this year.
Because Gibbs is coming.
Yeah, Gibbs is a savage, ain't he?
Yeah.
Yeah, Savages.
Gibbs the savage!
Yeah, what do savages want to do?
Right, feed people.
And play with other savages, too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The savages are
If
awesome.
you were forcing me right now to pick some kind of record for Georgia next year, I would go somewhere in the neighborhood of 9-3. I don't think it's unlikely at all that they could go 10-2 or 8-4. And I do think they have a legitimate shot to win the East next year. I think if we're not at least competing for the East going into the end of November, then it would be a disappointing year for sure. Which team other than South Carolina do you hate the most? Right now, probably, as far as SEC teams are concerned, probably Tennessee or Florida.
Yeah. Or Alabama. Right? Or Alabama.
Yeah, Chubb will be back next year, and you're right about staying healthy.
And Sony Michel.
And Sony Michel. Sony Michel is Lou Jr.'s favorite favorite player. That's what he uses as a screensaver on his computer here. See? Do 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 do. Yeah,
yep.
There's something wrong with that. Lou Jr. said he had to do that. Yeah, so that would be absolute worst case scenario would be for Chubb to get some sort of devastating injury after deciding to come back for his senior year. So hopefully that doesn't happen. Better coach, Butch or Kirby? Kirby, obviously. Kirby has a better winning percentage as a head coach than in the SEC than Butch Jones does. Butch Jones is a proven loser.
I just scored.
Butch Jones had the most talented team in the East this year and didn't win it. Lost to a pitiful South Carolina team. Lost to Vanderbilt. He's been a head coach for a decade. And is still making boneheaded in-game coaching decisions. It's just pathetic and sad. Butch is a terrible head coach. Butch is an 8-win-a-year head coach. He may have an anomaly here and there where he wins 9 games, but that's what you're getting with Butch Jones. Tennessee scored more points this year than they ever have in a season. Ever. The most points in school history scored this year. And what does Butch Jones do? He gets rid of the offensive coordinator. Now, Tennessee also gave up the most points in school history this year. So what does he do? He keeps the defensive coordinator. It's just boneheaded decisions like this that are going to keep Butch Jones where he's at. An 8-win-a-year coach with the occasional really, really good year where he wins 9 games. But he'll never win the East. I love the Herman hire. Someone's asking about the Texas Longhorns. If there was no such thing as Kirby Smart, because, I mean, that was just pretty much a done deal with Georgia. We weren't even going to go after anybody else. It was Kirby Smart or nobody. If there was no Kirby Smart, Tom Herman would have been my pick for coach at UGA last year. And we could have got him, too. So you're welcome that we didn't, because we could have got Herman last year. Herman has said that himself. I think Herman is the real deal. And, I think he's lucky in one respect. There's only one legitimate team right now in the Big 12, and that's Oklahoma. So that should speed up his learning curve there. But Texas still lacks some talent, particularly on offense. But I think he will get Texas turned around in a relatively short amount of time. I'm a fan of Tom Herman, even though I hate Texas. Do I think UJ will hold the number 2 recruiting class for the rest of the offseason? Yes, I do. I actually think Ohio State will finish number 1, Georgia will finish number 2, and Alabama will finish number 3. I'm just guessing, but that will be your top 3: Alabama, Ohio State, and Georgia in some particular order. Obviously the higher the better, but anything in the top 3 gives you a chance going forward in the next couple of years. Every single team that's won a national title over the last 15 or 20 years has had a top 3 recruiting class in the year prior, or in the 3 years prior. So does that mean Georgia's winning a national title in the next 3 years? No, it means they're one of a handful of teams that has a chance to, based on history over the last 15 to 20 years.
No. Oh. No.
Other than South Carolina, who do I hate the most? It'd have to be Tennessee or Florida. Is Steve DeVisor dead? Yes, he is. It was kind of tragic, but he did pass away. He was stampeded by a pack of mules outside of Hepzibah, Georgia. Now, as far as what he was trying to do to those mules leading up to that incident, I'm not at liberty to say, but Lou Jr., what'd you say?
It's unspeakable.
Right. What he was trying to do to those mules
it was
is completely unspeakable. And I
can't say it.
Can't say it.
Oh. I saved that. I saved that like legit. No!
Did it stop for real? Hold on. I don't know. I think it's still working. Are you live talking about Herman? Yeah, I was. Someone asked about Tom Herman, so yeah. Yeah.
Good morning to you, your boy, 710.
It's your boy, 710.
I want to play some Minecraft.
All right, Uncle Lou said play a little mind dump.
No, Lou Jr.
Lou Jr.
Play some mind dump. And I'm just telling you my world that I built some.
Sometimes you gotta play Minecraft. You know what I mean?
Yeah, no, that mind dump.
Sometimes you have to.
Yeah, you have to. You have to. And you're going to. Well, I'm going to. I built tons of structures in my world, although it's increased. These are all the structures I built.